Welcome to Nanotechnology and Material Science. Technology has always been advancing at a fast pace, yet our world isn't getting any cleaner. This impacts both us and our surroundings. However, there are ways to protect our health and environment, and here is this fascinating liquid solution that we wish to talk about: ferrofluids. Ferrofluids are liquid solutions that consist of suspended colloidal particles that are ferromagnetic and are usually ion-based. The particle sizes are in the nanoscale. The liquid, aka carrier fluid, is a medium for the colloidal particles. The medium is usually an organic solvent. The particles remain in suspension due to Brownian motions, simply kept suspended due to the movement of the carrier fluids. The properties of materials always change when the materials are in nanoscale. Iron is known to be ferromagnetic but becomes super-paramagnetic in nanoscale, hence ferrofluid despite its name being super-paramagnetic. More details on paramagnetic and ferromagnetic will be talked about later. All studies of fluids are under rheology, regardless of composition, which will be broken down into non-Newtonian and Newtonian fluids. Ferrofluids belong to non-Newtonian fluids. The definition of non-Newtonian fluids is the rate of shear stress against the strain is not linear and could be time dependent. Simply spoken, like how corn flour reacts to sudden impact, shear thickening will occur under sudden force. Giving you the highlights and details of ferrofluids' most wanted properties. These are the three top properties of ferrofluids that are being considered to be assimilated into consumer applications: super-paramagnetic, controllable viscosity, and heat dissipation. There are usually three major group types of magnetic forces: diamagnetic, paramagnetic, and ferromagnetic. However, we will be talking about these three shown: super-paramagnetic, paramagnetic, and ferromagnetic. Imagine a normal iron nail attracted to a magnet, and when you bring it close to other nails, they will also get attracted. After you remove the magnet, the nail becomes a normal nail and all the others fall. Ferromagnets will still have the magnetism even after the field is removed, whereas paramagnets will lose their magnetism after the field is applied. Is there a difference between paramagnetic and supermagnetic? The main difference lies in super. Super seriously, they are the same reaction and both have resting states, but the strength during the application of fields are different, super being, well, super. Ferrofluids are super paramagnets. When no magnetic field is applied, the particles are randomized like in picture 1 and the fluids flow normally. However, when a magnetic field is applied, the particles will align in accordance to the magnetic field being applied. In picture 2, the particles align to the field, and that alignment would create a form of resistance to flowing liquid, hence the viscosity of the liquid can be controlled or adjusted by the strength of the magnetic field. One cause for the loss of magnetism is due to heat. Picture 1 shows the temperature in the x-axis and magnetization in the y-axis. How can that be used in heat dissipation? In picture 2, the diagram from left to right shows the ferrofluid particles, a thermal barrier, and magnetic field. In a cooled state, that would roughly be how the particles will look like. However, when heat is introduced in picture 3, the particles closer to the barrier absorb the thermal energy, lose their magnetism, and no longer be attracted to the magnet. This will allow the cool particles from further behind, still attracted by the magnet, to push its way to get closer to the magnet, and in the process continue as the cool particles become heated and lose their magnetism. The surrounding cool particles will be attracted, hence the ferrofluid becoming a very good heat dissipator. How have those stated properties been used by the consumer applications? Current loudspeakers, whose coils heat up when functioning, ferrofluid is kept in place by the magnetic field of the magnet which is fixed on the loudspeaker's horn. Nowadays, most of the high-power loudspeakers are equipped with ferrofluid. The presence of the fluid around the coil improves the quality of the speaker because it damps unwanted resonances via the controllable viscosity. Examples of current-sensitive products using ferrofluids are motors and hard drives. A ferrofluid can behave as a liquid O-ring where a rotating shaft enters either a low or high pressure chamber. The ferrofluid is held in place by permanent magnets and forms a tight seal, eliminating most of the friction produced in a traditional mechanical seal. These rotating shaft seals are found in rotating anode X-ray generators and in vacuum chambers used in the semiconductor industry. Ferrofluid seals are used in high-speed computer disk drives to eliminate harmful dust particles or other impurities that can cause data reading heads to crash into the disks. The other area of use for magnetic nanoparticles is their site-specific delivery to the site of concern for hyperthermia therapy. Solutions containing magnetic particles are injected into a biological system. Then, by using powerful electromagnets, they are guided to the site of a tumor or lesion. Due to their small size, these particles can infiltrate into areas that are inaccessible to larger entities, and because they are following a magnetic gradient, they do not experience the issues of interstitial pressure that may impede intravenous drug delivery. Once concentrated in the appropriate region, the magnetic field is increased to create a strong excitation of the particles. This excitation creates a great deal of heat and serves to raise the internal temperature of the lesion, effectively killing the target cells while doing little to no damage to surrounding tissues. The device takes a novel approach by simulating the way a real heart contracts to move the fluid. An early prototype is made from an elastic membrane containing ferrofluid fixed to a frame. When an electromagnet underneath is activated, it attracts the magnetic particles suspended in the fluid, causing the skin to stretch out. Combining a few of these devices could mimic the pumping action of a heart. The team is considering two different designs, one that uses two chambers with valves, and another less traditional design that uses ferrofluid in a roller pump. According to SUPER-PARAMAGNETIC, the second design is more promising because it doesn't require valves or mechanical obstacles that interrupt flow. Existing left ventricular assist devices, LVADs, which are implanted to augment the pumping of the left ventricle, use turbopumps that can damage blood because they create shear. A ferrofluid system that makes a gentler pumping motion would reduce this stress. The system is also likely to be cheaper because it doesn't require bearings or moving parts. I would like to thank everyone for listening to us today, and we hope you all learned something interesting. Thank you.